Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now today I'm going to show you guys how to use the summon command, and we're going to slowly build up the command until we eventually get to something like that. A named geared mob riding a horse. Okay, so hopefully I can show you guys how to do this. Now this is relatively complicated, so you guys are going to need to be patient and do what I do. However, this is in snapshot 13W36B. If anything has changed by the time 1.7 is released, and if you're watching this and this is 1.7, please have a look. There will be an annotation on the screen now that'll take you to an updated video. Okay, so I'm just planning it for the future, or this is in the past. I don't know. Sometimes it's just weird, timey-wimey stuff happening. Okay, cool. So, how does the summon command work? Now, I'm going to first of all just start with a horse. So, if we have a look at the command says /summon EntityHorse ~0 ~1 ~0. Now that is the X, Y, and Z coordinates. So what the tilde means is relative to this command block. So basically all that's going to happen is it's going to spawn it right on top of the command block. Now it's incredibly important that the spelling is correct, that you capitalize it in the correct way. If there's brackets, the brackets needs to be there. I'm going to try and explain it, but if you get even one little thing wrong, this won't work. Okay, so it needs to be exact. Alright, so if I hit this, you'll see a random horse gets spawned. Well, in this case, it's a donkey. So let's just get rid of this donkey. Let's just get rid of that ass. If I hit it again, you'll see a nice white horse is spawned. If I hit it again, you'll see well, I don't know what it is, an Apache horse. So when I was growing up, we used to call these Apache horses. There's probably some better name for them. Okay, so the reason we're getting random horses spawned is because we didn't actually tell this command what kind of horse to spawn. Okay, so in the next command, we're now going to start actually adding arguments to our command. So it's exactly the same: summon EntityHorse ~tilde. This time we've got curly brackets, which is directly related to this entity over here. Okay, so it's curly brackets, type :4. So this is the fourth type of horse you can get, which, by the by, is a skeletal horse. Okay, this is horse type 4. Right, so as you guys can see, we now just built up one part of the argument. Now, what you'll also notice is that these horses aren't tame. Okay, so I can't actually get on them. They're not actually doing anything, so they're not tamed horses. So we're now actually going to add another argument that actually going to tame the horse. Okay, so this now becomes part of the type that we had before. So it's summon EntityHorse ~tilde. Inside those curly brackets, we now have type the type 4, tame :1. So if it's tame :0, it's an untamed horse. If it's tame equals 1, it's a tamed horse. Okay, so if I hit this now, you'll see there it is, and I can actually get on it. Now, because I don't actually have a saddle, and I'm not going to actually show you how to do the saddle right now, but I don't have a saddle, so I can't actually control it. But as you can see, it is fine. It is tamed. Okay, so if I just get off it and just get out of my way now, you silly horse, silly horse. Okay. Now, by default, if you do not give something a value, the default of that value will be 0. Okay, so that is always the case. So in the first one over here, we didn't have tame, so the default was 0. We didn't have the type of horse, so the default was 0, so it just gave us a normal horse. Over here, the tame was default, which is 0, so it was untamed, and here we gave it a value, and now it's tamed. Now you can actually build this argument on and on and on and on. Okay, so which I will do over there. The next thing I want to show you, so this was the entity horse. The next one is a skeleton. So it's pretty much the same. Summon skeleton tilde. So tilde with no value is 0, tilde 1, and tilde with no value is 0. So that's just going to give me a normal skeleton. Okay, as you can see, there it is. Okay, you'll understand now why I'm doing this. Alright, let's get rid of the skeleton. Okay, so the next thing, what makes skeletons different, well, not really different, but what makes it slightly different from, no, what makes it different from horses is that you can actually give it equipment. Now, I'm sure you can give a horse equipment, you can give it a saddle. I will test that later, but for now, I just want to build this argument for you. Now, you'll see something slightly different. So over here, we just have Summon Skeleton and the coords. And then here, we've got Summon Skeleton, once again, the coords, but this time we've got equipment. Okay, now you'll see equipment, curly bracket, curly bracket, equipment, colon. Now, because you can have multiple items equipped on a skeleton or any humanoid mob, you need to put in these square brackets so that you can define what those equipment are. Okay, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of equipment. Now, the first one over here is whatever the mob is holding in its hand. Okay, so the first one is hand. The second one is feet. The third one is legs. The fourth one is body, and the fifth one is head. Okay, it is in that order. You cannot change the order. Okay, this is how it is. Hand, so whatever it's holding in its hand, whatever it's on its feet, whatever it's on its legs, whatever it's on its chest, and whatever it's on its head. Okay, so as you can see, we have here ID 314, which is a golden helmet. Okay, so and you also notice that each one has its own little curly bracket. So that defines that unit, the ID whole unit. Okay, it reads it as one piece. So it'll read the equipment as one, and it'll read each one of those individually as one as well. Okay, not sure I actually explained that correctly, but here we go. Right, as you can see, that works marvelously. Okay. Right, so now what we want to do is, I'm just going to take this up a notch. So now what we're going to do is, now we're actually going to put that skeleton on the horse. Okay, so summon skeleton. Once again, spelling has to be correct. Capitalization needs to be correct. Where there's spaces, there needs to be spaces. Where there's no spaces, there should be no spaces. Very, very important. Okay, so now we're going to say summon skeleton. And this time we can add a value called riding. Okay, so we add skeleton. The skeleton is riding. Okay, now this is where we then bring in the horse. The ID of the the ID is an entity horse. Okay, and then the type of that horse is a 4, and it is Tame 1. So this is, as you can see, pretty much exactly the command we used to actually summon the horse, except we didn't use the ID entity horse. The ID is just us telling Minecraft what the skeleton is riding. Okay, done. So if I do that, you'll see, oopsie, there we go. There's a skeleton riding a skeletal horse. Whee! Bloody awesome. Bloody awesome. Okay, now we're going to take it up a notch. Now this is where it's actually starting to get quite complicated. Okay, because what we're now going to be doing is we've got summon skeleton. Okay, tilde, tilde, tilde. First of all, we're going to do the equipment. So you'll see we've got a curly bracket here, which is now going to be the whole statement to do with the skeleton. Okay, so whatever the skeleton is doing, what it's got equipped, what it is riding, what its name is, will come in within these curly brackets. Very important that you close the curly brackets as well. Because Minecraft will start reading and seeing, okay, there's an open curly bracket, so it's going to keep on reading until it finds a closing bracket or another open bracket. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but trust me, just follow the command. Okay, so equipment, colon. Once again, remember we're using square brackets because there's a number of slots available for the equipment. So this time you can see it's holding a bow, so it's remember it's handheld, shoes, feet, oopsie, feet, legs, chest, and head. Okay, so it's got a full complement of diamond armor. Now you'll see this is an open bracket, but we also have another, so we've got a square bracket here, and then the square bracket closes there. Okay, so whatever's within this square brackets, okay, it won't actually close the bracket because of them. Right, so because what it means is we've got equipment, then we have the riding, so you can see the riding. So this time we bring in the riding again. So we've got exactly the same thing, entity horse, type Tame, and now you'll see we have got 2 closing brackets. Okay, the reason we've got 2 closing brackets is because the first closing bracket is the one the last closing bracket is the first one that we opened. Now here you'll see when we say writing and the ID, we open up a second bracket, and this we're just closing it up again. Okay, done. So if I do it this time, you'll now see a skeleton fully armored on a skeletal horse. Whee! Okay, excellent. Alright, and the last thing that I'm going to show you is we're going to do exactly the same thing, but this time we're going to give both entities a name. So we're going to give both the horse as well as the skeleton a name. So once again, summon skeleton. We're going to open up our curly brackets because this is going to be everything to do with the skeleton. Equipment, so once again, it's full diamond armor. Okay, so you'll see we've got the square bracket open there. Once we've finished with the equipment, we close the square bracket. We put a comma in there. We then say custom name visible, colon 1, which means yes, it is visible. Then we're going to have another comma. We're going to say custom name, colon, and then we say colon, exclamation marks, quotation marks, Dragnoz Bane. Now the reason you're using these little the double exclamation or quotation marks is in case I want to use a comma, like for example Dragnoz's Bane. Okay, it just stops that comma being picked up by the system and it thinking it needs to do something. Okay, so it's just, you always kind of do that. It's also because there's spaces in there, so it won't ignore this, it won't kick up an error. It will see this, everything between the exclamation double quotation marks as one thing. It won't try and break it up and do stuff with it. Okay, then we've got comma riding. Okay, and this time we'll open up another curly brackets because we are now going to do everything to do with whatever it's riding. So then we've got EntityHorse, the type 4, it's Tame, and then we've got exactly the same thing. Okay, custom names visible, colon 1, custom name, colon Keith. Close the curly brackets. Now there's two curly brackets once again because the last closing bracket has to do with everything to do with the skeleton, what it's riding, what it's wearing, what its name is. The curly bracket over here has got everything to do with the horse. Okay, because we've opened it up over there. Done. The reason it's Keith is because that's what Forrest asked me to call it. No idea why. Okay, and there we go. We now have a horse, a skeleton, a Dragnoz Bane skeleton riding a horse called what do we call it? Oh man, I just forgot it already. Jeez, like I've got a memory like a sieve. Oopsie. Keith. Yeah, Keith. Right, and what I'm just wanting to show you is that the horse does have a name. Okay, so if I kill the skeleton at the top here. Okay, get lost, you silly skeleton. Okay. Ta-da! There's Keith. Keith the horse. Whee! Okay, and this is it. So let's we can now just do a few of these. Few of these. Few of these. Oopsie. Few of these. Few. Oops. These. There we go. Get them all out of the... Cool, guys, yes, I hope... Oh, one thing I want to show you guys as well. Have a look at this. So let me just get rid of these two over here. Whee! Whee! Okay. Have a check at this. See that little red spot there? There's nothing there. If I hit this block, so there's nothing there. Nothing. If I hit this block, ta-da, there's a chest. And there's an item in the chest. See? If I hit this block over here, okay, now look at that item in the chest. Okay. If I hit this block over here, ta-da, there's now 2 items in the chest. How awesome is that? I mean, you can now do block replacement and all other kinds of fantastic, wonderful things. And just to show you that this is actually being replaced, if I now hit this here, you'll see that the chest I just put in pops out. Okay, there we go. There's just one little, if you see, all of that stuff will pop out, and then you'll have that in there. So it's a good thing for adventure maps. The only thing is these blocks in here is actually phantom. Okay, so this is the diamond sword that I just got, and if I hit this thing, okay, no, that's maybe not the diamond sword I just got. Let me just get rid of all of this stuff. Okay, so you'll see that the diamond sword's missing. Hit that button, and then there's my diamond sword. So now, if I hit something with this, you'll see it'll disappear on the first hit. Okay, so that's probably a bug, and they probably will fix it, hopefully, because this is a very cool feature. And once this is fixed, and once 1.7 is released, I can actually release quite a number of maps. Cool, guys. I will do more of these. I mean, this was just a very quick one just to show you the summon command and some of the variables and how it works. But I will probably do a lot more of these kind of things, helping you how to program and get the best out of it. Cool, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will catch you all later.